Is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Broonzy, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horse sing.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
Now here's my plea to those of you who all agree. The science of geology says this world took some time getting made. That when you speak to those who say it took 1 week, you not see them soft or weak in the head. They see instead a different prayer they prayed. 'Cause you don't know, you never can see but a part of a part of a part of the plan. It's not given you to understand more than a frog understands Fridays. And here's my hope that you Bible thumping, pulpit pounding folk, y'all not put such fire and smoke in the air to prove that you care for the gods that you can name, but that you pray the way the Lord Jesus say, in a closet hidden far away from the crowd, whispered aloud to the love in your heart. 'Cause you don't know, you never can know but a part of a part of a part of the plan. It ain't given you to understand more than a frog understands Fridays. You think of a paramecium, a little one cell, just, pseudopodon moving around, and you think how that paramecium understands a worm, how a worm understands a lizard a bird a monkey, and we get all the way up the chain to us. And for some reason we imagine us, and then God is just like right here, and there's an arrogance that comes along with that I'm trying to address. I'm trying to address. It's we think awfully highly of ourselves, and we don't know. We never will. No, but a part of a part of a part of it still. It's not given us to know until a frog understands Friday. Thanks, Ralph.
The show is Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin, and our guest today is award-winning songwriter Nick Annis.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show again. A return trip.
Yes. If I live 7 more years, then I'll be back again.
You are from where?
I grew up in South Florida. I was born in Detroit. but I have more roots to South Florida. I'm more a beach guy than a inner city rapping in the hood kind of Motown person, which I know it's hard for you to believe looking at me, but.
So we got you on a swing through the East Coast.
Yes, it's in between a couple of gigs. It's fun. It's fun to play. It's fun to drive. So.
What would you like to give us next?
I'm going to do a song about Bill Gates' brother. Now, I don't even know if Bill Gates has a brother. It's more about the idea of Bill Gates' brother, because it really doesn't matter what Bill Gates' brother does. Bill Gates' brother could jump to the moon on a pogo stick while curing cancer, and the headline the next day would read, Bill Gates' brother jumps to moon on pogo stick and cures cancer. It's about being so identified with something else that it really doesn't matter what you do. I'm not the one, no. I'm not the savior. I'm not the soul your sorrow seeks. Hey, I was called to walk this road before him. I was called here by 1,000 squeals and squeaks, and I stand here with that honor, while the riches and the fame and the reign of righteous glory falls to him who took my name. I'm famous for one step in a long and troubled line. I am alone, I'm forsaken. Yeah, I'm WD-39. Well, I did once displace them waters. I laid dry that crimson sea, and the frozen of the chosen. Lord, I set them children free. You would have me in your home now. You'd call my name by heart. And all this life I've known is how to own a missing part. Yeah, I'm famous for one damn step my maker did not find. I am alone, I'm forsaken. Yeah, I'm WD-39. Now when John said to the seekers, who asked, was he the one? Well, he told them clear, I'm only here to pave the way for the chosen son. Well, if that's true, at least he knew who the master had in mind. Oh Lord, I want the crown of thorns of 39. It's hard to be this, can you see? WD-39. Thanks. It's good to be back. Good to be back in these studios.
Good to have you back.
Feels like it was only 7 years ago. This is my song. This is sort of an homage to a good friend of mine, John William Davis, who looked at my guitar playing and said, Nick, learn some chords. Leaders only follow, and the preacher just confused me with the camels he could swallow, while the Pharisees use me to work the master's field and dig the Spanish mines, to stand in English mills and GM assembly lines, till the war takes the plantation or the ore works out of play. The shop gets automation and the unions fade away. Yeah, the leaders only follow, that's all they can do. Leaders only follow, but they ain't following you. The analysts predicted the major corporation would lose $1 billion, and they met that expectation. So the stock hit hot, and by the closing bell, them leaders all made bonuses for running things so well. Ain't like they made one thing half good. No, they got paid 'cause they understood. When the moving and the shaking got the world set to blow, the winner is the loser who's losing the most slow. Yeah, the leaders only follow the corn they see. Leaders only follow, they ain't following me. Thank you. Look forward to the rest of that song on a further episode of Horses Sing None of It.
We should let folks know how they can find out more information about your recordings and your touring schedule.
Well, my name is Nick Annis, Nickannis. And if you can click a mouse, you should be able to find out everything you want to know about me, other than I'm thirsty and have a hard time finishing a song with frogs in my throat.
And your most recent album is?
My most recent album is a fine collection of live recordings called Apples and Oranges, which is so new it's not even available on my website. That's pretty new. Or have poor website management skills, which could be like a mix of the two things there. I'm going with poor website management, but it's yes. What was the question?
To talk about your latest release.
No. There's a thing about studio recordings that I envy people who can do them. There's something about having an audience, the interaction of the audience. I'm better live than I am in the studio. I'm better in the studio than I was, but I've come to see that we as performers, we're as much volunteers as the volunteers here who help put together any show. And when I start to see that, I start to see my place differently. It's less about me. It's more about what happens in the group, what happens in the audience, and that makes it a lot more enjoyable. So not having the audience, the studio seems more about me, whereas the live recording seems more about the common experience we all go out to a show to experience. So it is a live recording. You know, it's the best recording I've made, which is, you know, it's the tallest midget in my oeuvre, you know, so I'm not quite sure what that means. So if you want it, you can't get it yet unless you, well, excuse me, if you want it, you can get it by now, yes. Go to my website if you can find me, because this is folk music, and I have the promotion plan designed by the Witness Protection Program. So it's like I do have a website. You can find me if you want me. You can probably find me somewhere. And I'll be playing. I have a strict booking policy of saying, if you call me up and want me to play, I say yes. And it's strict, but I can stick to that.
What would you like to play for us next, Nick?
I'm going to play a song that I co-wrote Is that okay?
Yeah.
I co-wrote with a good friend, Ellen Buxtell. It done some stuff. It earned us some money and some rewards. Sonia covered it, so we're both real proud of it. And I would feel bad if I did the show and didn't include it. Well, I'm not a communist, so when they came for the communists, I held my tongue, minded my own business. I was a good neighbor, I trusted that justice was done. I didn't ask what was their crime, it was their sadness, none of mine. Well, I did not care where they were sent. By my silence I gave my consent. By my silence I gave my consent. And I'm not a Jew, so when they came for the Jews, I had nothing to say. They were branded with stars, they were cattle in boxcars, they were taken away. I didn't ask what was their crime, it was their trouble, none of mine. I did not care where they were sent. By my silence I gave my consent. By my silence I gave my consent. Well, I didn't care when they came for the Unionists, came for the Socialists, took the powerless. I'm not a terrorist, I'm not an immigrant, I'm native born, faithfully ignorant. I did not ask what was their crime, till their sorrow turned into mine. Their sorrow turned into mine. Well, I was okay, 'cause I'm a citizen and I'm free. I didn't care, now ain't nobody there, no one to speak out for me. At the time I believed it never would happen to me. I did not know just what it meant for my silence to give my consent. By our silence we give our consent. By your silence you give your consent.
Very nice.
So, you want to join me on a couple?
Sure. What key are we in?
This is G. Well, I put 3 fingers to the sky, I told my brothers there, I promised I would always try, treat the other fellow fair. Be like Batman and Robin Hood, Billy Jack and Bobby, walking tall and true. Who say you can't be the good guy and do what the bad guys do. And I held my hand up to my heart, pledged my allegiance. Though what allegiance was, no child really knew. We kind of understood our side was good and decent. We play to win, yeah. We play by the rules. We knew that Roy Rogers rode the range and showed us how things was done. And when John Wayne took hold of a cattle prod, he moved a cow. He did not torture someone. Was Dudley do right, wrong? Tom Mix and hop along in every old cowboy song. To say you can't be the good guy and do what the bad guys do. You can't be the good guy, kick someone when they down, put a bag on their head, pour water down their nose until they start to drown. Unless it's Aquaman or Hydra Man or Neptune or Poseidon or that fish guy from Waterworld that Kevin Costner played, or any man, woman, child that could breathe through gills. Well, that would be a kindness, yeah, that'd be okay. But do it to another man. Do it for the Holy Land, the fatherland, the homeland. You're leaning a little too far to the dark side, Lou. Listening a little too hard to the dark side, Lou. Living a little too large on the dark side, Lou. When you do like the bad guy, you're like the bad guy too. Every claim jumping, mine salting, bottom dealing, slick talking, horse thieving, hick walking new. When you do like the bad guy, you're like the bad guy too. Lou. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, we just have time to plug your website one more time and take it out with another song.
My website is nickannis.com. Yes, visit it.
Thanks for joining us on Horses Sing None of It, Nick.
Thank you so much for having me on Horses Sing None of It. If you'd join with me in the key of A, we will take it out together. It'll be a beautiful, marvelous thing, and I thank all of you individually. Are you waving at me? You know, friends, it occurs to me that 5 minus 3 is 2, which leaves me with 2. And that 2 that I have allows me, if I can, to address the concept of productivity. For you see, we're taught, we believe that we have to be productive, but how infrequently we ask what is being produced. And if those aren't even like deeper questions, those are like questions that they're not like, underground questions, they're like, right below the surface kind of questions, that productivity in some way should be associated with what's being produced. It's not an ends, it's not a means to itself, it's a ruler. And I think this song that Ralph is going to accompany on as we close out the show pretty much says that we live in a time where everything is being measured with elastic rubber rulers. So it's like we need to get the answer, so it's 18 inches. That's what we have. Oh no, all right, it's 18 inches now, and which brings us to the European debt crisis. But that's another story. Come with me in the key of A, and we will sing about the wonderful world. Thank you for joining us. It's same 9 to 5, it's clothes that you wear, the car that you drive, and the cut of your hair. It's paying your bills, it's dollars, it's cents, it's that house on the hill with a white picket fence, and it's all background scenery. It is all background scenery. It's the road that you plan, starting to bend, touch of a hand, and the smile of a friend. Things that you know, you just can't explain. It's love that you lost, it's a love that remains, and it's all background scenery. Yeah. It is all background scenery. Price that you pay, the dreams that you chase, the crap in your way, and the demons you face. It's a place that you stand when shove comes to push. It's that bird in your hand that's worth two in your bush, and it's all. Yes, it is all. It is all. Background scenery. Lover's first lie, your mother's last breath, your baby's first cry. It's things that you've done, the choices you made.